So the challenge with baking for me is that, of course, I always want to make it healthier. And I think I've succeeded because we're going to use extra virgin olive oil. We're going to use wholemeal flour with almond meal as our flour mix. And I'm going to reduce the amount of sugar by using this clever little product that is a mixture of monk fruit with sugar. So you get 25% less sugar. All good news for your health. So, Tim, let's go with the eggs. If you could crack 3 eggs in there for me.
Can do.
And this is such a simple recipe. I think extra virgin olive oil bakes really, really well. You get such a moist cake, and there's full of healthy fats, both from the nuts and from the extra virgin olive oil and the eggs in this recipe. So, you know, and it's super easy. You're basically going to whip up the wet ingredients, add the dry ingredients, pour it into the cake tin, and pop it into the oven.
Easy
That's
as
it.
that.
It is.
I love olive oil cakes. The consistency is just so nice.
There we go. So you're just going to whip the sugar mix, the sugar monk fruit mix, with the eggs into there.
Got ya.
Are you throwing shells in there for me?
I'm not trying to sabotage your recipe.
I think you are. I think you are. I'm only kidding. So whip that up nicely until it's nice and foamy and light and airy. Okay, Tim, if you can now add 3/4 cup of milk for me.
Absolutely.
And then we'll add a whole cup of extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to take the zest from my orange to make this lovely and orangey. You'll always get a more strong flavour. So I'm just going to grate some of this. Oh, you just can't beat the smell. It's so beautiful.
Now, I don't have a big sweet tooth, Joe. I'm the kind of guy that'll order a cheese board for dessert. But if I'm going to have dessert, I love citrus desserts, like a lemon meringue pie or a lemon slice or a cake with lots of citrus in it. That's my
totally
jam.
agree.
That's my jam.
Yeah, me too. I love this. And it's not too sweet a cake. I think that's what's nice about this. The citrus gives it that lovely tang.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can go ahead and pour the oil in since I'm busy with my orange here.
Awesome.
So that's a whole cup of extra virgin olive oil going in. It really does bake beautifully, I find. And I'm going to squeeze in the whole juice of an orange.
That's a juicy orange. I like it.
It sure is. Beautiful. Tim, you can turn it off now.
Okay.
All right, bring it on out here.
Okay.
And we're basically going to add our dry ingredients. So if you could pass me the flour. And this is where I am going to sift the flour just to try and get a little bit more air, as much air as possible. So I am using wholemeal, and I'm adding 1.5 cups of wholemeal flour. Okay, so if you go ahead and sift that in, and I'm adding some baking powder to that. And then the trick is not to overmix the mixture. You know, it's tempting to get carried away. So this is our almond meal going in. And then I'm literally going to kind of fold those ingredients into the wet so that I'm not over mixing and I'm keeping it light and airy.
No one likes a flat, dense cake. So how Joe's mixing that nice and carefully, just folding it through. You want to keep as much air in there as possible.
Okay, so as soon as you can see that there's not any dry bits of flour in here, then we are ready to just throw into our cake. So I've lined the cake tin, and that's the other tip. Make sure that you line your cake tin. I have so many times thought that I've got a non-stick cake tin and then ended up with a cake that I
pop it
cannot
open
get
and
out.
the sides rip apart, and yeah, I've made that mistake before. Lovely.
Lovely. And then I've just roughly chopped some pecans that I am going to just sprinkle over the top. And then that's going to go into the oven at 180 for about 45 minutes. And it's ready when a skewer goes into the centre and comes out clean.
The old skewer trick.
The old skewer. So this is nice. I've just let this cool in the tin. You see how it starts to pull away from the edges. So that's a good idea, just to help it kind of set. And if you've got one of these spring-form tins...
makes life so easy.
It makes it so much easier to pull it off. And because we were clever and we glad baked this, it makes it easy to take that off. You can smell the citrus, can't
Yeah,
you?
you can really smell the orange. I love it.
And then this is
Can I
just
help?
going to beautifully slide off here.
Oh, yeah.
I think I can just do it
There
like
you
that.
go.
There we go. See?
Woo!
Gorgeous. So who'd have thought, Tim? One, that Joanna can bake, and secondly, that you can make a healthy cake.
That is a work of art, and I love those pecans that are popping through the top as well.
Although, you know, I shouldn't speak too soon. We haven't tasted it yet, so I will get you to have a taste. There we go. Beautiful. And you know what? You could serve this with a nice dollop of ricotta or Greek yogurt or even a scoop of ice cream if you want to be a bit naughty.
Double
Lovely.
cream.
double cream. You know, I thought you might go there. See how moist it is with the extra virgin olive oil. It's amazing.
Yeah, that consistency is so lovely. I love it.
So not only did I use the wholemeal flour and the almond meal, which you know gave it a really healthy flour mix, by using that monk fruit and sugar mix, you get the sugar down by about 1/4. And also, I've not used too much. You know, traditional kind of cakes use a lot more sugar, but then I find them too sweet.
Well, I just think it tastes great. That is a ripper cake, Jo.
I like that. It's a ripper cake, this one. Go for it.